Okay, listen, hey, baby. So, um, right now I was just playing this um, Donald Trump's addressing Iranian war. I know this was a day ago, but I want you to listen to this. Okay.
Threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States.
Okay. Listen. You know, before we can even talk about the last 47 years, he mentioned we have to understand something important about Iran that people never hear. Okay. Um, Iran was an independent nation long before um, the current regime. Okay, they were resource rich, self-sustaining, and they didn't depend on outside powers to survive. And instead of being respected for that independence, they were treated as a nation that didn't fit into the global system. They were they weren't easily influenced. They weren't easily controlled, and because of that, they were labeled as a problem instead of a partner. And 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 if the Iranian people ever take full control of their own country, because this is what what Donald Trump, then the question becomes, what will the United States do? I mean, will will we respect their right to make their own decisions, including how they manage their own oil, or will we try to guide their direction again? And I'm not being not that's not political. Um, this is a real question about sovereignty. Okay, now, but we must look closer though. Okay, we have to separate the people from the system. The the Iranian regimen is documented in the human rights reports show that the regime used military grade weapons on its own protesters. They arrested over 53,000 people and used torture to stay in power. That is a fact of internal oppression. That but the outside pressure. Okay. At the same time, history shows that when outside powers intervene, a nation often loses its independence. And you know that with that old as the old saying goes, helping us doesn't mean you get to control us. So let's. I want to share something with you because for 500 years the world has been trapped in a cycle of gatekeeping. Okay, and it started with the Ottoman Empire, and that was the Turkish army, a powerful, and that empire grew powerful by controlling trade routes. And at that time, it was the Silk Road. They taxed everything. They blocked their rivals. They created war, and it what it was it when they blocked their rivals, it created a world of fear. Okay, that fear is what pushed Columbus to create another route to get to Asia. Okay, and it was a system where at the time, if you didn't get control of the route, you didn't survive. Okay, and that was the route of what they called the constable. Okay, and it was about control and not connection. But this isn't about me talking on a political side. It's about an ethical principle. Okay, nations need to be free from the abuse of its own government, but it also needs to choose its own future. I'm without being controlled by foreign powers. See, in the 1500s, the Ottomans in the West fought because they couldn't see each other's intentions. Okay, and today, babies, we don't have an excuse. Okay, there's no excuses. We can communicate directly. We can see that the solution isn't another cycle of control. It's understanding. We can support human rights without taking over. We can protect our people without repeating the same mistakes of the past. And our goal, our goal isn't to win a 500-year-old war. It's to finally end it. Babies, I am talking to you right now. And what I'm basically really saying is that why do we need a broker now? Why do we need a broker to broker a conversation that I'm having with you and you're having with me? Those days are over with. Okay? Because like I said, even though it was a Silk Road trade that the Ottoman and the Turkish people were trying to dominate at that time, but it was still just trying to find place with their country. We can see that now. Okay? You know, the gate that seems like they're trying to close, it isn't. We are just trying now to create humanity, babies. Our borders are open. We can fly anywhere in the United States. We can fly globally. We don't need this type of conflict anymore. And all I want to say, babies, is this. Before I close, I want to, I just want to say that this. I'm speaking from the heart. I have family serving right now, just like many of you, and to honor every man and woman who puts on that uniform, not for politics, but for people, for real democracy, and for real freedom. And my prayers are go out not only to our troops, but also the innocent families on the other side of these conflicts. The ones who never asked to be caught between government decisions and wars they didn't choose. My respect is for those who serve. My compassion is for those who suffer. And the goal isn't for more war, babies. The goal is for humanity. This is where we're trying to get to. This is where we're in. Don't let our fear, because there's no longer no more fear. What are we fearing? Okay? What are we fearing? That's all I'm asking, babies. We walk out every day, and with the picture they're trying to paint of all this conflict isn't as bad as they think. But again, I'm just saying, I already showed you the 47 years, but I also shared with you what Iran was before that. Okay? So I have to go so I don't go on a tangent, okay, babies? Because my emotions will get caught up in there. And you guys stay safe out there. All my babies out there, stay safe. And try not to take that 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 thought that has been put in our heads, in our neighborhoods, is we always get that thing in our mind when we're facing our enemy. If I don't do it to them, they're going to do it to me. I think we need to somehow get away from that fear and trust one another that we do care enough not to hurt each other. Okay. I'm going to get off of here now, but I'm going to share with you everything. I told you I was going to bring up Bacon's Rebellion. Okay. And what I want to share with you is not about the rebellion. It's about the light that for me, because this history was not given to us. So only thing I'm trying to do now, baby, is that I'm just clearing the smoke out of the room because I was in it. Nobody shared this with us. So in a clear way. So I'm hoping that what I'm learning, I'm going to share with you, and what I'm learning, you can go and get the same and get the same resources yourself. Okay, babies. This is pace. This is patience. Analyze, control our emotions. This is what we do before we execute. Okay, we can't keep governing ourselves on our emotions. That's all. I am so sorry. But stay safe out there, guys. Okay? And keep praying for your loved ones and those and your brothers and sisters that is in our other continents.